Today we're learning to answer some exam questions on straight line topic and more specifically around the scatter graphs that we've been working on. If I look at the question that's here, what we're going to do is we're going to read through that and try and gather the information that we've got based on the question that's here. Okay then, right. McGregor's Burgers sells fast food. This graph that's here shows the relationship between the amount of fat, so fat in grams along the X or F axis as it is here, and the number of calories, the calories in some of their sandwiches, so the calories up on the Y axis or the C axis as it's written in this case here. What we've got to do for the first part of the question is find the equation of the line of best fit in terms of F and C. Okay, so what we've got is we've got a number of points that's smattered around here. We've got 2 points that we've been given on the line. We've been given the point A and the point B that are on the line. And we've got some more information here that's going to help us answer this question. So we've got a line of best fit drawn, and this is a general way that you'll see this maybe in your exam. And we've got point A represents a sandwich which has a fat content of 5 grams, okay, 5 grams along in this direction and 200 calories. So that would be 5 along this way and it'll be 200 up. So I'm just going to write the coordinates of A beside it, okay, so that's 5 grams, okay, and 200 calories. That's going to be, there we go, so that's for A. I'll just write that a wee bit bigger for you. We've then got the point B, which is up here. Point B represents a sandwich which has 25 grams of fat. Okay, so 25 grams of fat, so that'll be my X coordinate or the F coordinate. And it's got 500 calories. So there we go, we've got 2 points, okay, on the line. We've got A and we've got B. And what we've got to do is work out the equation of the line. So normally with the equation of the line, we're going to try and get that into the form of y equals mx plus c. So we just need to remember that there. The things that we need are going to be the gradient, m, and we're going to need the c value where it cuts through the axis, okay? So that would be the c-axis at this time. So let's go for the gradient first. So my gradient, and I know that's going to be y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Remember, this equation is not given in the exam, so you need to remember this one. And all we're doing is we're going to be looking at the vertical height, so y2 minus y1 all over the horizontal distance that it travels, and that's x2 minus x1. So I'm going to call this my first point here. So that's my x coordinate of my first point, and that's my y coordinate of my first point. Okay, I'm using x and y just now, but in the end I'm going to change the answer to c and f. So that's the key thing in this type of question here at the end. I've got an x2 coordinate there, so this is my second point. So x2, and the 500 will be my y2, okay, from the second point. First point, second point, and that's why I've labelled that up x1, y1, and this one here, x2, y2. So I'm going to work out the gradient first of all. So here we go. x2 is 500. Y2 is 500. I'm going to subtract from that the y1, which is 200. On the bottom, I'm going to go for my x2. x2 is going to be 25. And from that, I'm going to subtract 5, okay, because that's what my x1 is. So I'll just work out the numbers from here. So that's going to give us 300 on the top. We've got 20 on the bottom, and 20 into 300, easy way to do it, divide the top and bottom by 10, take these ones away, 2 into 30, or 30 divided by 2 is going to give me 15. So my gradient there is equal to 15, okay? So what I'll do is I'm going to substitute that gradient I've just worked out. The gradient equals 15, and I'm going to choose one of the points. And the point I'm going to choose is the first one, smaller numbers, so it might help me work things out. So that's going to be the 0.5 and 200. And I'm going to put that into that equation up at the top, y equals mx plus c. So this will be my y coordinate, this will be my x coordinate, and that will be my, my 15 for my gradient that's there. Okay, so we're going to put it into y equals mx plus c, and the y coordinate is 200. M was 15, as we worked out, that's my gradient. X value is going to be the 5 from there. plus c. And remember, it's the c that we're trying to work out, and that's where it crosses over the axis that's vertical. So that'll be the point that's here that we're going to be working out, this one here. Okay, that'll be my c value that's going to be appearing here. So what I've got here is 200 is equal to, so 5 times 15, that'll be 75, plus c. I'm going to take 75 away from both sides, and what that gives me is 125 on this side. That gets eliminated, and that leaves me with c. So c is equal to 125. Okay, right, so now to write the equation out correctly, what we'll go for is, I'm going to write it out as y equals mx plus c first of all, okay? That's on the right hand side of the page there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to substitute some values in. I'm going to substitute the gradient in, which was 15. X is just a coordinate point on the graph, on the line, and plus 125. And that's going to be my equation in terms of x and y. But I've been asked for the equation in terms of using the letters f and c. So instead of y, I've got c. So there we go. So c is equal to 15, and instead of x, I've got f. Okay, so that's going to be f plus 125, and that there is the equation that was after for part A. Right, so for part B, usually a part A, part B, work out the equation of the line, and for part B, what we have is a super deluxe sandwich contains 40 grams of fat. Use your answer to part A to estimate the number of calories the sandwich contains. So what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to be using the equation that I've worked out in part A. So I'm going to start with that. So what we've got here is, we've got c is equal to 15f plus 125. What I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute 40, so that 40 that's there, okay, I'm going to substitute that straight in there, okay. So what we have is, we've got 15 times 40, I'll just put it in a wee bracket like that, okay, plus 125, and I'm going to work this one out, okay. So 15 times 40, or 15 times 4 is going to be 60, okay. And it's a 40 I'm multiplying, so I'll just multiply by another 10. That'll give me 600 plus 125. So that should give me a total of 725 calories. And that's going to be, I'll just write that out, 725 calories in the Super Deluxe, sandwich containing 40 grams of fat. Okay, and I'm just on the line there. Okay, so that's what I would do as that question there. So quite often this is the way you're going to get the question given to you. We'll get a scenario around something or other. So in this case it was grams of fat and calories in sandwiches or burgers. From there, you'll be working out the equation of the line. You'll then use that equation to work out another value, which is the part B here. What I'd like you to do from my school is to try questions 24, 31. You can see the numbers here, 24, 34, 24, 35, 24, 36, 24, 37. And that would be in the website, our school website. And just grab the questions from there. If you're not from our school, what you can do is just go into your past papers book, grab some questions on straight line, look for the ones that appear to have a scattergraph drawing, similar to this one here, and go and answer them, and try to do your very best. Okay, so that's it on the equation of a straight line, scattergraph type, exam questions, so go and try them for yourself.